Welcome to the Wellness and Wahala podcast. This is a podcast for wellness and Wahala warriors who are a winner, world changer, wise, and winsome. They are dedicated to tackling Wahala, which means issues and problems in Nigerian pidgin for the good of humanity. Our tribe of subject matter experts in our village are a voice to the voiceless. Like you know, the African proverb, it says it takes a village. So we have a tribe of supporters that we will be interviewing on our show. Oya, join me, the former diplomat and public health advisor, Dr. ToMuTi Cookbook, better known as Omo Oba, as I give you the best public health and wellness and Wahala gist with wonderful people and guests, my VIPs, using their compassion to take action to put us on a pathway to a Wahala-free life. Bless up.
Different officials and their offices. So.
Yes, that is a key point. You know, relationship building, those interpersonal skills, networking with community leaders is extremely important, whether you're running your own business or, you know, working in corporate America or working with the government. Those skills are extremely vital, and I think that you do that quite well. Hence, you have upcoming events that is coming up. But can you give us some examples of some of the past events that you have planned? And, you know, to be honest, like, what are some of the challenges that you experience working with our community? Because I know us Africans, we might, you know, we might not be that's easy to work with. You know, there's things like Nigerian time, you know, and so many other things.
I try to stay away from those events, though.
Okay.
I try. I mean, I'm still selective, you know, to be honest.
Did I hear you well that you say you try to stay away from Niger event?
No, she said Niger time.
Niger time.
Okay,
you know,
Niger time. Okay.
Yes. It's interesting that she says, you know, asked that question because, you know, I do corporate, but I also, you know, support cultural festivals. And one of the ones that really, you know, to me, they've really like ironed out my skills. I'm going to have to give it to Igbo Fest, yes. Houston. That is basically hosted by a very credible organization. I don't want to butcher their name, but I will try to attempt to say Indiche. So,
okay.
And
okay.
Yes,
it's
and they,
but it's okay. You tried.
She tried. You understand where she's coming, so we try.
Absolutely. I do.
It's interesting because with that program, I was actually recruiting for the Nigerian parade here in Houston. They were, you know, they've been having their program for quite some years. They celebrated the 20th year this year. But the interesting thing is they were, you know, that culture and tradition was only being supported within the community, and it was time to take it to center stage. And I had a conversation with the president asking him, why do you guys just do it here? Why can't you take it center stage, meaning downtown Houston? Anyway, they followed, and then they reached out to me. So, okay, we want to do it. We want to do it in downtown Houston. Can you come help us?
Yes.
I said, well, if I help, you know, the whole dynamics change because you have moved from community to downtown Houston. That means it starts on time, and not just my rules, but even just the location now. You know, it starts on time, your permits, you have security plans and things like that. And it was there. It's those types of new things that when I would meet with them, because we would have monthly meetings, that wow, you know, it was almost like learning a whole new concept of what our inside culture, what we don't want to do, but what we need to do to expose ourselves more. especially if it's contributing to a positive narrative, which also leads to even the event that we're going to also talk about, FITCC, like taking it to GRB downtown, that's making a huge statement, at least coming from living in Houston, instead of taking it to our Southwest community. But, really taking it outside of the community, that yes, we want to engage the diaspora, but we also want to showcase the culture, Nigeria, where it's more looked at as a global, continent, and as a community, just like the Asians and the Indians are doing in their communities. And now, everyone eats Chinese rice. I think we're almost close that now everyone is starting to eat jollof rice.
Nigeria jollof is the best for those of you that's listening.
You are absolutely right. Jollof rice, Nigerian jollof rice is causing a whole lot of traffic. I won't tell you lies.
Yes.
Sometime in July that I traveled to London, there is this Nigerian restaurant that is in all these double-decker buses.
Yes.
And believe me, if you see the line of who you always stand, wait for Nigerian jollof rice.
We the best.
I know.
You will not believe it.
All my other West African people, sorry, you must bow down. Nigeria is the best.
But see, I mean, look how the narrative is. At least it's including the culinary, but it's actually a good thing. It's helping with the narrative to push us out there versus the other storyline, which we don't like. The scamming, the Prince emails and things like that.
Yes, which is just like less than 1%. People always like to highlight the negative, but I mean, there's a lot of positive in our community.
Very positive, very positive.
No, that is absolutely true. And you see, that's why this thing that you do carries a lot of weight. I have to be honest with you. And it is one thing that we at Nido Radio that we look into all the time. Anybody that is out there promoting, changing the narrative of how Nigerians are being looked at, and changing our story, because how long are we going to live in this country, or be in this country, or in this world, and we only, the connotation that is all with us is, Nigerians are scammers, Nigerians are this. There are so many beautiful, extremely beautiful things about Nigeria, not just to talk about the food, the people as well, but if we don't tell our story, who else is going to tell our story? Unfortunately, our government do not understand it this way, but I won't go there because that's a whole different story. My people, So.
But now everybody wants to
important.
associate with Nigeria, from you got the Portia, the housewife that's with a Nigerian, to Afrobeat to the world.
Yes.
Everybody knows Burna Boy, Davido, and Cole. So Afrobeat has been putting us on the map. Our food, our fashion. Now I think they even got Real Housewives of Lagos. I was just watching. So yes,
they do.
Yes, we are the entertainment hub. We have Nollywood. After Hollywood, there's Nollywood, and then Bollywood. So they try. We're on Netflix. I mean, people be screaming. People at work be telling me. I mean, Asians, blacks, different races. They be saying, "Oh, they watch your Nollywood film. They listen to our music. They eat our food. We the best." So I know there's other 54 African nations, but we the giant of Africa. We the most populated. So I'm biased.
And I'm very impressed with Nollywood on Netflix, because the content, even I don't know, just the filming now, it's completely changed from what I remember seeing my parents watch.
The bootleg version.
Where something was like 9 series. Like a movie was 9. I said, that's a soap opera.
Part 1, 2, 3.
That's a soap opera. But even the latest one that I think RMD is in, I mean, on my screen, it shows it's a top 10.
Yes.
can't recall the name, but it's a new one that's out.
Yes. I told you, we the best. We the best.
No, we are absolutely, excelling in so many ways. Was in Northern Marinas Island, somewhere in the Pacific. And a friend of mine that was driving, they were playing Nigerian music. I looked at myself, I looked at my friend, and I was like, wow, so our music has got all the way to this place, But in my mind, I was like, whoever ever thought that one day that people in the Pacific will be playing Nigerian song, So we are changing the story. I mean, we are telling the story and changing it, one day at a time. And it's very, very important. I like it and I love it, and it makes me really, really happy,
Agreed.
So what kind of legacy what would be the legacy that you want to leave behind, knowing that as a young, Nigerian lady in diaspora, you came up with this idea to set up this firm to do what you're doing. I mean, you have been in so many projects. Igbo Festival is a very huge project in the state of Texas, pretty much all over the U.S. because I know people travel from different states to attend. At the same time, Wazobia Festival and all those festivals.
You know about Wazobia?
Absolutely, I know about Wazobia very well. I've been to Wazobia one time, but it's been a long time.
And here I am thinking when I do these things, I just go home and watch Netflix. But I'm actually quite impressed with the Igbo Fest because sometimes when you think I consider myself when I'm thinking about how to structure a project, like it's all about strategy to me. Okay, we do this, then we can get this this person's attention, or if we do this, we can get this company's attention. And to me, that's what I was thinking with Igbo Fest, because I'm telling you, this was their 20th year. I think I started working with them in 2019. But if I tell you that the same explosive traditional presentations and displays that you see at Discovery Green, they were just doing it in the community. And I was like, oh my God, why are we hiding this? Expose it. So I guess to the young people behind me, one, which I think is a different time, definitely don't be afraid, to stand in your own truth, claiming, your heritage, despite, that storyline. Because I think if we keep on, and I don't want to talk about the government as well, but somehow we can find a way to contribute and play a role, where it will help the country, which is, why I like FITCC. Sometimes, it is the project, yes, I want to get paid, but it's also the project as well, for the simple fact, once I heard what they were doing, I knew it didn't take, me to really catch on that, okay, this can actually boost the economy. The people who always talk about doing business in Africa, okay, it's coming to you now. It's coming to meet you right here in Houston, and with the project, the host, for them to sponsor, these different businesses and entrepreneurs that will be able to expand their product, more on a global basis. So I don't know. Yeah, for young people, stand up for your heritage, because I think at some point in time, you don't have to be on ground, to play a significant role.
Yes, so that is a good one. And, I think the young ones now, they have a lot of technology and things that are at their tips that, we didn't have a couple of years ago. So even if you can't be there in person, there's a lot of events that you can still like tune in virtually. You can still contribute. So I really like that aspect of it. And you mentioned FITCC. That is coming up. So for those of you that don't know what that is the Fidelity International Trade and Creative Connect event that's coming up October 24th to 25th in Houston. So all my H-Town people, y'all better turn up. So please talk more, Linda, about the scope, and why it's so important. And just a fun fact, like when I was a diplomat working back at home in Nigeria, in Abuja, I actually have an account with Fidelity. I have a foundation, a charity that, gives back to like IDPs and orphan and vulnerable children and so forth. So I said I didn't want to I had like a personal account with my GTB, but then I was approached by a guy at Fidelity. The guy is from my number. I can't remember his name. Was it Emeka? But he was like, yo, you need to have a separate individual account from your business. And, we want to get more diaspora investments. And then they had like this big, like cultural, like business summit show there. So I was like, okay, this is a young up and coming bank. I like them. So please tell us more about FITCC and why people should come and turn up. Over to you.
FITCC.
Turn up is not a small one, oh. Big time turn up. Oh.
Big time.
Big time turn up. I am gearing up, honestly. Gearing up. Big time turn up.
And you should, because I with the event, it's 2 days. I hope someone who's able to even cover the ground that they would need to cover is able to accomplish that. Because I'm trying to even only assign myself to a certain area while other team members support other areas. But FITCC, Fidelity International Trade and Creative Connect, we pretty much talked about the Creative Connect side, when we talked about Nollywood, the arts, and the music. And really, it's also pushing that dialogue and discussion at this conference to help continue pushing, the arts to the global scene. And then you have the international trade side with the exporters. So let me start by giving a short summary of the whole summit. It's like a 3-part type program. You have your Trade Expo, which will actually host 164 exhibitors with over 100 coming from Nigeria and other parts of the world, showcasing Nigerian products.
Wow.
Food processing, yes.
Wow.
Food processing, fashion, beauty, skincare, commodities, and services. And the thing about Fidelity, I have to give them props. I don't know if they would probably do it for the next one, but they've sponsored every exhibitor. No one paid to exhibit their product.
Ooh, that's nice. Okay.
Really? Fidelity did all those? That is fantastic.
Look, I know some people that want to be a part of it. That was going to be my next question. Like, okay, how about vendors
It's a waiting
list. Well, Linda, we got to get the hookup, so we're going to holler at you.
we need to get Fidelity and interview them, honestly. I'm telling amazing.
You, that is awesome. Y'all hear that?
Really
free in Houston. What?
And the event is free.
Oh.
So, yes.
Wow.
Like I said, I don't know if they will do this at least the same model that was used this year, next year. But it does allow, this model to make noise, to actually stand strong and say, okay, this is what we're doing. Mm-hmm. Like I said, this is also a project that will, it plays a role in boosting the economy. So those over 100 exporters being able to come over and push their product, whether it's skincare, or, it's a lot of food processing coming in. And, the thing about being on the continent, everything is organic, not what we consider organic in the U.S., right?
Real organic, real natural, you guys. No chemicals.
So they're coming over nicely packaged, still going to abide by U.S. customs. And even on the Houston side, it's requiring a lot of work, but talking to people like Costco, Target, along with our diaspora major grocery stores here in Houston, Farmers Market, Wazobia, Asha Rock, bringing them to the table to ensure that, okay, you're looking for these products. Here they are. Please discuss. Let's do B2B. There's also B2C as well, business to consumer. But that's just one aspect of the summit, right? And that's 9 to 4 each day. Wow. Then you have the panel and breakout sessions over, I want to say, 6 different meeting rooms with the main conference hall, where you actually have some headline panel discussions. And the topics, the one thing that I like about it is that it brings both sides together. You know how we always, visit or attend a conference where it always talks about Africa, but they don't have anybody from Africa to actually contribute to what, if we're talking about AGOA or we're talking about trade barriers, so that is the beauty of this summit, is bringing those different agencies, the Export Promotion Council, CBN, Bank of Industry, I'm trying to think of the other agencies. I know there's a lot of agencies dealing with trade, but they're coming over. And of course, on the U.S. side, what do we have to do? We got to bring in U.S. Commercial Service. We got to bring in the representative from the U.S. Customs. So when the discussion on trade barriers, packaging, logistics, streamlining the process are discussed, you're hearing from both sides on one panel. You're not just hearing a one-sided discussion. And then you have some of those panels and breakout sessions that actually include what would we call them? Stakeholders. The person who is exporting, the person who's also importing. So, it's quite interesting. And then, of course, we do have our creative discussions. I know there's a big panel we call Nigeria's biggest exports, which again we mentioned earlier, Nollywood, Afrobeats, and fashion. Those are the biggest exports that is non-oil, right? Coming out of Nigeria, which is quite interesting. And then of course there will be a fashion show that showcases I think there's 4 designers coming from Nigeria, along with 3 local Nigerians in Houston. There's actually a designer coming from Atlanta as well, and I think she has a collection of eyeglasses. And then of course a closeout dinner.
Nice.
When I talk about it, I have to always take a deep breath, like, oh my God, this is a lot. You have even your lead sponsor, the president of Afri-Exim Bank, will be giving a keynote message. Okay. And again, even with their involvement, there is a major panel discussion on access to funding, which we also will include a representative from U.S. Exim Bank from D.C. Then, of course, we have a couple of local banks that funding for diaspora SMEs. So, we really try to capture everything as much as we possibly can. Even topics, the currency dilemma from Naira to dollar. And it's actually a quite popular topic in the event app, because we're using an event app, for people to reserve their seats.
Nice.
It's like I said, it's quite interesting. I mentioned that there are high-level delegations. Before we started, I was talking with Collins There's a high-level delegation representing the governor of Lagos that's coming into Houston as well. We have 4 first ladies attending, with one of them actually attending in an official capacity. So the First Lady of Oyo State, who's also a former Houstonian, her state will actually be leading a breakout session for Oyo State in regards to partnership and investment opportunities. The other 3 first ladies is the current first lady of Anambra State, the first lady of State.
That's my first lady. Are you serious?
Yes, and then of course the former first lady of Anambra State.
Okay.
Her Excellency Margaret Obi. So she's
Peter
also
Obi's wife. Yeah, she's good.
Wow, this is really, really huge. You know what? Let me be honest with you. This thing kind of reminds me of what South Africa does in New York. South Africa has some events like this whereby they bring in made in South African goods in New York and invite all these big businesses, because that's the only way to create an awareness of your product, and at the same time it kind of helps from end to end, from the manufacturer all the way down to the consumer. You know, it's
going to help bring the people in. Yes,
exactly. It's such a big hurdle, and I can tell you the truth. One of my cousins just left for Nigeria. He lives in Abuja. He came here with his family for a vacation, and they just moved back. And I can tell you, some of these roadside snacks that he brought and the packaging, I was really, really amazed.
Oh, yeah.
When you see some of those, they're like the kilishi that he brought.
I don't eat it, but I know about it.
You see the packaging, you will be like, really? Nigeria has really advanced like this to package these goods like this? I said, this thing can sell in Walmart. This thing can sell in Kroger. It can sell in Publix.
Yes.
You know, but unfortunately, those manufacturers back home do not have that exposure. They don't know the technical know-how to get in touch with the American market. Exactly. And it breaks my heart when people like Chinese and Vietnamese goes to Nigeria. I'll give you an example. Do you know that 80% of the cashews in American stores, in Walmart today, comes from Nigeria? But the funny thing is that the Vietnamese goes to Nigeria, they buy it, they take it to Vietnam, they clean it up, package it well, and they bring it to the US to sell.
Wow.
I'm telling you a known fact. 99% of the cashews you see at Sam's, Walmart, it's all coming from Nigeria, but goes to Vietnam first. So this stuff that Fidelity is doing is amazing. It's really, really amazing. It has never been done, and I have high hopes that it's going to change. You know, it's going to bring a lot of business opportunities for the people back home, and as well as alleviate a lot of farmers from poverty. You know, that's a game changer right there.
I agree. That was the first thing I would tell them in our early, because we have a lot of Zoom meetings, in our early meetings. Like, okay, I don't think this has been done. At least for me, you know, living in Houston, I haven't seen it done. You know, not like this. You know, sometimes people, you know, sometimes these groups or let's just say agencies, they get a hotel in the Southwest, and then it's more like a talk fest. And even for me working on this project, I've tried to curve that out as well. Tried to make it almost like a standard U.S. conference. So I'm excited. Wait to see the outcome or the finished product. And it's still, to me, what's the word? A product that still needs to be nurtured, because again, this is the first year or the second year. The first year they had it in London in November of 2022. So this is, you know, for them to choose Houston, you know, considering the large African diaspora. At least for me, my engagement with the diaspora is encouraging them to come out because they're going to play a significant role if the event returns again next year. All right?
No, that is really, really amazing. And it will also be good also to encourage not just even the diaspora. Because when you look at American market as large as it is, I don't think only Nigerians have the purchasing power. Even the African Americans, the white Americans, the Jewish Americans, a lot of people in the society does have large purchasing power in terms of buying our products, and it's something that I really, really take pride in. I won't tell you lies. When I took the peanut to the office and I gave it to one of my good American friends, do you know up till today, he always comes around. Whenever he comes around in my office, the first thing he asks me is, has the Nigerian peanut arrived yet? That's the first question that the guy will ask me. Oh, Collins, did you get the Nigerian peanut already? I said, no, he's still on the way coming. He said, okay, let me know as soon as he arrives.
Our food, we the best.
Because he has never tasted anything like that in his life. It's not like the peanut you buy at Walmart or Sam's.
No.
So that's something that I hope that the government of all these states that are coming will see the advantage and the significance of this and be able to mobilize resources to help the local farmers in doing stuff like this. I think it will go a long way. It will absolutely go a long way. In as much as we discuss about business and the rest of it, we cannot shy away that, we diasporans, the political situation affects in Nigeria, what is going on and issues, we want to have a say in the government. And there's no way we can have a say other than, asking for the diaspora voting. So I would like to ask you, with your organization and all these events that you hold, what are your views about diaspora voting? Like, is this something that your organization would like to engage Nigerians to play a role?
In the voting? Yeah.
In diaspora voting, yeah. Giving the diaspora the right to vote, yeah.
Yes. I haven't really, necessarily just thought about it too much. The last time I was actually back home was last year. And I was in Abuja, and it was a former minister, I can't even recall his name, mentioned to me that we as diaspora should have done more. I guess there was a vote that was going to allow us to participate in elections. Was it recent, right? Last year?
Yeah, there was a vote during the Buhari time.
Yes.
Go ahead, Dr. Tom.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, we did have a bill presented to the House. We have an agency which is supposed to be working with NIDA, but I really don't know what they be doing. But I'm gonna be honest, it's NIDCOM, and they were working with some representatives to, pass the bill, and unfortunately, it did not get passed because, of course, they don't want us to have, voting rights in the diaspora. Many other African countries do have diaspora voting. And even here, like when I was overseas, I can still vote. When I was in Nigeria, I'll vote. I'll do my absentee ballot. I can even, do a paper ballot, turn it into the embassy. I'll know that, my vote is counted. Unfortunately, when we don't have a voice in political matters, and really our constitutional right to vote, then we're limited on, who is elected, not just at the president, federal level, but even at the state, at the local level, your home state. So it's quite unfortunate. And then, of course, this last election, it was very clear. It was rigged. Now we got somebody there, he don't even got a legit, university certificate, allegedly, that came out.
And we will be finding out soon, right? That's the scary part.
Right.
I was at a lunch yesterday, and that's exactly what we were talking about, because I asked the question, okay, if the certificate states what everyone is assuming, then what is next?
Right, but
that was my question.
But see, that's the
but
basis.
I'm also going to be embarrassed.
Right, but it's something that, if it was in a true democratic nation, somebody like that will have to step down. Do you understand? So if he was a man of integrity, which we know, come on, we saw how the elections went. But if he was a man of an integrity and in a real true democratic state, when you have submitted something that, people go into hearings, you have to present your credentials. Your credentials were false. It's not Nigeria where you can bribe a university and say, package me a transcript. Do you understand? And nobody will ever know. Mm-hmm. This is U.S. at that. Chicago. I was born and raised in Chicago. I was like, this ain't gonna fly. And then, so I was just waiting for it to play out. And my whole thing is, we don't even have to wait. We know the facts. Like, Linda, just think about it. Like, if somebody say, oh, you ain't go to this high school, you bring out receipts, right? You're going to say, okay, this is a copy of my transcript. This is a copy of my diploma. Do you understand? Official notarized. You can get a notarized copy from the school. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You going to show receipts of pictures like, look, I was graduating. The old boys, the old girls club. Look at my alumni. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to have multiple receipts. That's from high school, college, master's, doctorate. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody's going to come and say that, oh, no, her shit ain't real. So that alone was already a red flag, because if somebody's calling you out, and Atiku and all of them and all the other candidates, Peter Obi, Atiku, everybody else, not just those were like the two main opposition, but there was other people too that said, no, this guy we know for sure. And my dad, like he he was around in Chicago at the same time when Tinubu and them came. So it was funny, because if you guys remember, the problem with our people is that they have memory loss. Do you understand? If you remember earlier when he presented, he lied and said that he went to the University of Chicago or University of Illinois. University of Chicago or University of Illinois. Like, I went to University of Illinois, and there's different University of Illinois campuses. They have like University of Illinois in Chicago, that's UIC. You have University of Illinois in Champaign-Urbana. I went to Champaign. There's other people that, I think there's another one in Carbondale. So, and then you have UFC, University of Chicago, another that's a private university. University of Illinois is a state university and a Big Ten like sports school. And Chicago State University is like a polytechnic. It's like a junior college. Do you understand? So he actually went to Chicago State, but lied and said, I think that he went to University of Chicago or University of Illinois in Chicago. And he gonna say, oh, it was a typo. No, you don't make that. That wasn't a typo. So initially he actually lied. So us from Chicago, wow. Yeah. So from us from Chicago, we like, no, he went to Chicago State. Supposedly went to Chicago. He didn't go to, So that alone.
Oh man, I didn't even know all this.
Yes. So that's why I tell people, I'm like, go to the original. And then, his spokesperson was like, oh, it was a typo. No, it's not a typo. You know what I'm saying? It's not, So I'm like, this is the simple thing. We don't even need to wait for the facts. We already know that if somebody is challenging your credentials, then you come out with certified credentials to back it up, which is your transcript, a copy of your degree, graduation pictures, yearbook. He don't have anything that is a rebuttal, So that's what's so shocking, that that's just one lie, that's a big lie to say, no, sir, you disqualified. Because if you can't be a man of integrity to, what else are you lying about? You see what I'm saying? So
understood.
No, it's a big disgrace, because Nigeria is extremely important partner to the world. Like you talked about all the people that's coming in. I don't even know. I don't know if I'm pretty sure she probably might be there. But I was gonna ask you if Ina Mbong, she is the first Nigerian American that was appointed by President Joe Biden to serve as acting director of the United States Trade and Development Agency, US TDA. And I know that she
yes, I remember that. I got to check with the partners, because I know a few of them have been invited. I mean, it's a lot.
It's a lot
because I know and trying to get them involved, or even at least on site.
Yes. So y'all got to come out. This is going to be a big event. And as Linda said, it is free, y'all. Free. Next year might not be free, so you guys better come for this inaugural event, because I don't know. Next year,
yeah. That's what I had to tell That's what I had to tell a group on Sunday, because every now and then I am able to at least go to some of the community groups in here, here in Houston. And I'm not going to say their name, but once somebody said, well, what about the parking in downtown? And I said, really? I said, you're not paying admission. They're covering the food. I said, don't you think it's a good trade-off if you just had to only pay for parking?
For parking, right. And you got to pay for parking anywhere.
Can you imagine that?
Y'all don't act like, come on now. Yeah. When y'all go to restaurants, y'all pay for parking. When y'all go to the club, y'all be paying for valet.
Not even that. Don't forget, the Houston community, especially the diaspora community, that Southwest is always buzzing on the weekend.
Yes.
I'm thinking like, okay, $25 to pay for parking for a day or 8 hours is not going to kill you.
No. And you're going to reap a lot of that. $25 back 100-fold from the people that you're going to network with, to the businesses and products.
You're on mute.
And to the businesses and products and things that you're going to get access, like the access that you're going to get, and the network is way more than like.
I agree with that.
25.
And also to promote the image of Nigeria, as well as,
right.
Because at the end of the day, the end point of this goal is to help alleviate poverty. This is a great opportunity that any of these companies that hits a sale or make a deal with any of these American companies, eventually they're going to employ more people back home, pull out a lot of youths and husbands, wives, and everything from poverty. So it's somehow you are giving back to the society, So I will really, really encourage all Nigerian diaspora, especially our listeners, those that are in Houston and all over the U.S., make this a priority. Try and attend. Those listeners on Nido Radio, Nido TV that are here, that are listening, please come out in 100-folds. Disseminate the information. Tell your people this is an opportunity for us to give back. When you talk about giving back in the society, it's not just when you send money to your family members, or when you send money to help people to bury somebody. You can also participate in such events that will alleviate poverty at the end of the day, because that is the end point of this goal. These companies will eventually employ people that you know directly or that you don't know indirectly. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for that.
And y'all, once again, it is October 24th to 25th in H-Town. Y'all better come out. It is free, okay? Free-o. And you're going to get access to a great network. You're going to have government officials who are top level, like diplomats, from the U.S., from Nigeria. You're going to have private sector partners. You're going to have different vendors. I think it's just going to be an awesome event, and it's 2 days, y'all, the 24th and the 25th. So if y'all miss out on this, I mean, I feel sorry for you. So we would definitely be sharing the information on all of our platforms. So not just on Nido Radio, our sponsor, my podcast, Wellness and Wahala Podcast. It will be shared also on our social media. So if you have not subscribed, go and subscribe to Nido South Savannah social media page. We're on IG, we're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, and this will be uploaded on there. So please, please, please go and turn out. I like the theme. It says connecting Nigeria to the world. So if you want to connect with the best,
yes,
We are the best, though. Nigeria, the giants of Africa. You must come out. And you don't have to just be Nigerian. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can just come out. From all my listeners, whether you're African American, whether you're Asian, all of y'all love us Nigerian. Y'all love our food. Y'all love our music, everything. So just come out for a very good time. You know, business, entertainment, trade, and just the creative section, and just to connect. So thank you, Linda, for being our VIP guest today. Do you have any last words before we close out?
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Go ahead, Linda.
Thank you as well. Thank you as well for having me. I mean, this is very an enriching discussion to have, especially as it relates to diaspora voting. But as it relates to the event, yes, for more information, please visit fitccusa.com.
Yes, sir.
And thank you for having me.
Thank you very, very much. We will definitely be reaching out to you, maybe in the future dates to know how the event went and, tell us the success stories, the winners, and all the people that benefited highly about it. And warm welcome to our visitors that are coming all the way from Nigeria. We look forward to see the game changer products that you're bringing on board, and we are more than willing to interview and help you advertise your product in the US as much as you want.
Yes, sir.
Like I said, this is a Nido Radio from South Savannah, Georgia. It's a non-profit radio, and we don't charge for anything. All that we do is based on volunteer, selfless, and just to give back to the Nigerian community in diaspora, as well as Nigerian community and other African communities in the world. Thank you very much, our VVVIPO. My sister, thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Thank you
very, very much. And also, thank you very much, Dr. Tomi.
Thank you.
Thank you for all that you do, and thank you so much.
Thank you. We look forward to the great success stories from the event. Big kudos to Fidelity Bank. I'm very happy for their vision and just getting you involved. I know that this is going to be a success. So God bless you, and God bless our nation, Nigeria, and us here in the diaspora. Thank you. Bless up.
Amen.
All
right.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Record.
You.
She don't show. Everywhere you don't show. Watana yeze, utukulani na pocheze. Ifumu nigo kwa mudede, ukwabi witese pepe. Consi my palace and go tell your father, say man no be sama to give. You way you jackpot with all of my colors, you think say you no go skip it. Nigerian nightmare, style bender. See the swagger where I carry enter. Show fresh, but I carry mental. Fuck with my family, bad temper. Large entrance, check out the fat bender. Shall I become in the bartender? Big spending money, white tapada, I'm a Yoruba check.
Y'all, one of my favorite songs. This is Falls and Flavor.
The popori too much. She open toros. She give me kebe. I lock am to coast. Fly am to Bordeaux. Obodo Imbo, give am paro. How many chikalas have been there with? Organic, I carry my virginity. I go to give am rabbit, give am belly, give am assurance. Money, na surplus, the swagger, bogus, your army, the pour up, people, stala, load and pull up.
Y'all, it's going to be hot, so y'all better come out to the events in Houston. Once again, that's the Fidelity International Trade and Creative Connect, October 24th to 25th in H-Town, Houston. We're going to have entertainers. We're going to have business people, entrepreneurs. Y'all, we're going to have the best of the best. Night out to the world. Show up. Bless up.